It's the Caitlin Lee MTGO Show.
Pack one, pick one. Got me Flay Drain. Card's pretty good. Show and tell is interesting. See if we can do something a bit different than the last one. From Futon Surfer to Futon Haver, right? Ooh. Little plateau action, just immediately. Yeah, Path is good. Path probably keeps people out of white better than taking the plateau does. Plateau is just perfect. Just perfect with the Flage here, though. Want to be able to play the red, red, white, white. Follow up on that one. You feel like Foff has fallen off hard? It has. Yeah, I still like Foff a lot with Uro. And like if you're really looking to fill up a graveyard, right, with Delve Spells or Uro or something, then it's one of the best ways to do it still. But 4 mana is a lot, for sure. I also like that it draws cards around cards like Narset. There's so many things that like punish you for drawing cards. In Fact or Fiction, just putting the cards in your hand does get around those. Yesterday I played Boros and Splashed Frog. I kind of want to try that again, take the Delta here. I was probably supposed to take the Natural Order. I just aim to be Naya, I guess. Kind of mopey. It's kind of a mopey pack, though. Taiga, Birds of Paradise. Let's take the Birds of Paradise. Yeah, the Boros, like, white does not appear to be very open, right? There's a chance we even abandon our first couple of picks here. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if we find the correct open lane, right? A nice real bump in. Yeah, thinking about Chain Lightning, thinking about Uvenwild Oddity. Let's take a Chain Lightning. Didn't I just draft red-green? There's more duels going around. Could take a Worm. Could take a Carnosaur. Splash white for Flage. Yeah, Shieldred, Orcs, Hull Breacher, Narset. Foff gets around all of them. 4 mana is certainly a lot, though. Dig Through Time also gets around him. Yeah, even though, like, white's not open, we're still seeing all this white fixing. I should just grab it anyway. If you're playing white just for, like, a Johnny, Flage, and maybe a Swords to Plowshares or something, like, that's still a good splash. This is the main reason I'm, like, half considering it. There's Bayou 2. Hey, there's the Foff we were talking about. Yeah, there was a spot, like, if I took that Polluted Delta and then the Uro when I saw it, we'd actually have a pretty good setup for some kind of, like, bug grindy value control pile. And that lane is more open than whatever it is I'm trying to do here. So, fuck me, I guess. Cool. Science does rule. Any of y'all notice that? It's not by that much, Salty Ninja. The color representation. It's not like a huge weighting. You did an Innistrad Remastered sealed event and opened 2 Hunt Masters. Jeez Louise. Oh yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of those happening locally. Those qualifier thingies. Is that a Mox Ruby? I'll draft a Mox Ruby. I'm not above it. Mono green Splash Flage. Yeah, I think Noble Knight's having Innistrad Remastered tournament. Like next weekend or something. Probably try and play in that. Thinking here for a sec. I like the Thornspire Verge. Blue's been weirdly open. Could take the Seacrum Coast, Hey, Danesman 9. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 49 months there. Ooh. Could have flashed into Wormed. Just what I had to figure out. Blue mana, Well, that's going around too. Definitely should have moved into Bloom at this point. But still can. You're making chili for dinner? Nice. Wondering how castable this reanimate is. The World Spine Worm's not very reanimatable-y. Wonder if this Atali is interesting. Probably not. Maybe Lumberjack was the pickup there. You're gonna play the Slay the Spire board game and eat Sloppy Joes with some friends? That sounds like a fantastic fucking evening, Prebin. Hope you have a great time. I did get to reveal Ignoble, yeah. Put the most time into that reveal video than I ever have for any other card. Tempted by the Life Death. Tempted by the Hedge Maze, too. You're sad we're not beansing? So far, we would be able to trigger that off of our Nissa and our Worm. Maybe Pest Infestation. It's very hard to get, like, appropriate value out of that card. Beans is so good and constructed because you can put 4 of them in your deck. And then when you play the second Beans, it's like an actual draw engine. And you can build your whole deck around it. Much harder to get value out of that one. In Limited. Plain Swamp Forest, Happy to see the last pick, Lumberjack. Beans and Overlords? Sure. So if you're doing a 2-color deck, and you have 2 Overlords in your colors. There's just like only so much stuff that you can fit on the top end that can actually trigger the Beans. I think I'm gonna grab that Arid Mesa. I think it would be in a lot better spot if we grabbed that Flash earlier. Moved into blue at some point. I've been very stubbornly avoiding blue. Oh, you're just talking about constructed? Sure. Oh, no strategist. I'm sure that they're intending to do that. Finish the Noble League Noble cycle at some point. No rush. You're looking at Underground Mortuary. Looking at Flame Slash too, Get more than 1 removal spell in here. Surveillance are so good, though. A little bit of filtering on a stick. Oh, man, I would have ended up with the frog, too. I would have gotten the frog. Well, fuck me. Have I thought about streaming Modern once in a while after the BNI? I did like 3 or 4 days in a row of streaming Modern right after the BNI. The Cube season's going to end in like 4 days, too. So I'll be going back to my usual cycling of formats. Should be good. Looking at the Noble, looking at the Nissa. Yeah, let's take Nissa. Well, ideally, I would get more Reanimator effects. Arcrelor. So I grabbed the Entomb early in pack 3. You get another reanimation effect or 2, and it becomes a lot more worth it. Yeah, the Survival can set up the hand for Eureka at least, I guess. Hey, the Flame Slash Wield. Yeah, I think with only 1 reanimation effect, we're not going to play the Entomb. We do have a Corpse Dance. The cards just aren't that exciting with Corpse Dance, right? Atali gives you value. The Worm hits for 15, but then buggers off. Got you good, RB Lee. Is Vintage Cube my favorite cube? No. Well, you're talking about the Magic Online Vintage Cube that gets rotations and stuff. Vintage Cube, the term Vintage Cube is just referring to the legality in the cube. So it's just letting you know that it's a powered cube. Vintage legal cards. So you're gonna have like Time Walk and stuff in it. And people can develop a vintage cube or a powered cube with like all different kinds of like themes and stuff. My favorite cube is Caleb Gannon's Synergy Cube, which is powered, but it plays very different than the one that you see here on Magic Online. It can be unpowered vintage too. If you're doing an unpowered vintage cube, most people would just refer to that as Legacy. It's the key difference between those two, right? I've enjoyed the Chain of Smog combo in here too. Learning the vibes of different cubes sounds like a treat. It's my favorite thing about the format, actually. It's actually one of my big frustrations with the online cube is that Vintage Cube does so much better. Their powered cube does so much better than their other options, so they just run it like a ton, which is natural. You know, they want to make money and stuff. But I think a lot of people don't realize like how much fun it is to try a new cube. And part of it's that when they put a new cube up, they only put it up for like a week. So people only have a little bit of amount of time. And then they usually don't like spend a lot of time letting people know that something's going to happen. Like for the Max Power Cube, I feel like they did a lot of community outreach to let people know that it was coming ahead of time. And drive up the hype and stuff. And I don't think they'd do that for most other cubes. But I think if you give people other cubes to try, then their tastes develop more. They get more interested in other cubes and such. If you only give people Vintage Cube, even if you make some adjustments to keep it fresh, which I very much appreciate, even if you do that, it can still get a little stale after a while. And you might kill the golden goose a little bit. It's like 11 green, 8 red with a monster beam, 7 black. 7 black's like more than we need for 2 black cards. I guess there's a Valgavoth that we might want to cast. I don't think so though. Let's put like yeah, one more green source. I think Pauper Cube has really fun gameplay. Yeah, that's not put on Magic Online very often. Gloom. Kind of fun to think about as a thought experiment, and then just miserable to actually play out your games. It's combo centric. Yeah, I've drafted actual combo cubes with more interaction and stuff, though. And fewer dead cards, and just not the most miserable thing I've ever played. Too bad we don't have 2 red cards, 2 red sources here. Easy to get a poop deck. Yeah, I mean that's true for other cubes as well. The issue is the gameplay itself is miserable. Like there's a bunch of like 2-card kill you combos, and then when people aren't comboing, they're just sitting there drawing Ornithopters, which is the most miserable gameplay, right? You're just like, yep, nothing, your turn. Yep, nothing, your turn. Oh, I get to win. Okay, cool. I don't know if I could design a worse fucking limited format. It would take me a while to design worse gameplay. I'd have to put a lot of thought into it. Yeah, Pest Infest is to make them fly over. It doesn't seem like it's worth. You think the Desert Cube is a brutal learning curve? Yeah, it might be. I've only drafted a couple of them, but I feel like they'd probably appeal to my strengths because I'm used to doing the only play a few basics or draft all your lands in just like a regular cube. We're just sitting here until to see if we can resolve the Eureka. That's all that's going on right now. I don't think it even does anything now. The frog's just lethal next turn. You put together a paper Momir tournament for another Bud's bachelor party. Did you just print out the creatures? Early on in Magic's history, very early on, this Fire Covenant should probably be in my main deck. I say very, very early on, but it wasn't that early on. Anyway, I remember Richard Garfield had Momir Vig built in person in paper, just with like a bunch of binders, and you would roll dice to see which creature you got. You would go through them all. Absolutely impossible to do now, right? And there's too many damn creatures out there. But very funny to picture. You curated the pool. Yeah, that could work too. Still difficult to do in a tournament form where multiple matches are going on. Thermal printer? What does that even mean? Just a small little printer. Dot matrix printers that operate by driving heated pins against special heat-sensitive paper to burn the image onto the paper. Okay, so they're not using ink. Cool. Psychic Frog's gonna fucking eat my lunch again, isn't it? Could try to block with Endurance. How big do they have to make it? They have to discard 3 cards to kill. I guess we make them do that. Many stores use it for their recipes. That makes sense. That's what I'd use. Hey, Sandorian82, thanks for 47 months there. Appreciate it. We'll skip this one. Well, they're not making that attack unless they've got an answer to the Endurance, or if they mind bidding some cards. Bidding some cards worked out pretty well last time, huh? Yeah, Blue Lock got so much better when Frog got put into the cube. Last night there was a discussion about, like, power level and whether it's worth, like, jumping ship to get like a premium card, and someone made the case that like there's that every color just like is stuffed full of premium cards already. But I think this is a good example of why that's not the case, right? I'm sitting here with like a Sylvan Caryatid, and they've got a 4/5 flyer that's gonna murder me, and maybe my 7-drop will be good enough to go toe to toe with it if I could play my 7-drop here. Hey, Nordic Rest thinks the 21 months there. What's 10 plus 9? This is some kind of trick question. That's one of them trick ones. Frog is Oko levels are broken. Interesting. I think Frog might be higher than Oko. That's a good comparison. I think Frog might be better than Oko. In Vintage Cube, I think my Frog decks are more likely to 3-0. Better color pairing for sure. Nice little train wreck of a match there. The Fire Covenant just needs to be in the main deck over, I don't know, some awful card. This Worm's not doing anything. I guess it's a turn 2 playoff Lumberjack. So we could turn to Eureka. which we'll absolutely be doing if they let us. Can a Valgavoth beat an entire green deck's hand? Maybe. Hell yeah. Oh shit, what up? Hey, more doobie. Thanks to the sub. Thanks to 96 months. Oh, they've got Natali? That's bogus. Now we just play our lands. They're getting a Hull Breacher and a Flame Slash. And kind of excited to Flame Slash right back. Oh, it's my Flame Slash, so I went to the graveyard. Yeah, the opponent's cards go to the graveyard, then I can play them with Valgavoth, but the Flame Slash was mine from the Atali. Unlucky. Can this deck win a game? Can we win a single game? I can play lands too. That's fucking sick. I don't know if this Fact Eviction's worth casting. At least not this turn. Oh, I could have played Nissa this turn, huh? Play the Primus, blow up the Mox Ruby, play the Mox Ruby. Yeah, Valgavoth's fucked up, I get that, and then that gives me this, and then I do this. Oh, the endurance should be out. For anything else. Cool. Opponent's got sideboarding to do. I'm over here looking at this this pile of trash like, yep, done. I swapped one card. There's some thought to bringing in the Entomb and the corpse dance. Hand's good against Mana Dorks at least, huh? This hand could have actually beaten that frog we lost to last match by double burning. Would have nuked their hand first too. Can lead on Faithless Looting here. We have one reanimation effect. I guess we can always flashback the looting, Gonna fetch a Surveil Lane with this Mire. What has 7 mana? What are you doing with 7 mana? Sure, fair enough. I feel like these Mana Crypts triggers flips actually matter quite a bit. If we natural order for a 15/15. We'll see. Possibly I should be killing the exalted creature. We did see a Tali though. Killing the birds gets them further away from double red. Feels relevant to me. If we can get the 5th mana down for Nissa, then we have potentially Valgavoth the turn after, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oko. They have an Oko. No, but Oko is Broko. I'm going to eat 7 here. Can't risk getting our black sources here. Oko takes the damage to the face. Note that attacking with bulk creatures would put you dead on board, right? Because the Oko can turn the Mana Crypt into a 3/3. How goes it? It's going well, Johnny Rotten. Going well. Had a nice trophy off of a stip earlier. That was cool. Had one Scrub-a-Dub. This deck's looking like another Scrub-a-Dub. We'll see. We'll see about that. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Asterial. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 40 months there. Alright, now what? Yeah, I think I'm just dead here, but hardcasting Valgavoth is still sweet, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, the Oko can just turn it into a 3/3 here, and they sack their Noble Hierarch, the Grim Monolith, the Mana Crypt, who cares? Attack for the win. Still pretty cool, though. Still pretty cool to hardcast that there Valgavoth there. Not an easy card to hardcast. Come on, opponent, do the thing. Do the thing. Carry the 2. Oh, they could even sack the Oko to the trigger. That'd be cute. They did. Nice. All right, I'm feeling game 3. This is going to be our game. We got this thing. Cool plays were made. Cool plays were certainly made, which is about as much as we can hope from this deck. It's not particularly good. Kind of stuff mashing of some strategies together. Bummer to Mulamok's hand, but the hand doesn't work, right? Need some forests. This hand is terrible. Cantrips. Who's doing that? Yeah, almost kept Valgavoth just because I think it is a bit better than Atali. But with 3 mana towards the Atali's just a lot more castable, right? If we just like rip some dorks or whatever, like Lumberjack almost gets you there by itself. You think Atali is more fun than Valgavoth? I kind of disagree. When Valgavoth's playing like all of your opponent's things and chaining them into each other and such, really good time. Kind of feels like they're going to flash something in here. Hello. Atali's certainly better with that one. You need to rip some dorks on a t-shirt. Do you think people would read it as rip or like rest in peace some dorks? I could certainly throw it on a t-shirt for you. That is not difficult. Watt Incarnation. Put it over there doing stuff and things. Yeah, they down ticked to make a Karnstruct. Would have chain lightning to the Karn for sure. I like their upticking. I like their upticking in this spot. I'm a Eureka player. They might be feeding good cards to hand and such. They're going to get so many land drops. Sure feels like they're holding up a mana leak or something. I guess earlier they flashed in Malcolm. Sure. Alright, let's see if this resolves. Alright, Italia, I'm gonna need some juice here. Eureka and Nissa. I'm just gonna play the Nissa. I'm good on that Eureka. In the end, we played 5 mana for a Nissa. But we do get to clear the Karn too. That's not nothing. That's not nothing. Is this game winnable? Can we do the thing? Oh, I love those Salty Ninja. I don't think I'd fit any shirts that I wore in high school. I'm like 2 sizes larger than that. I've been snoozing the timed ads, but now they're going to come up whether I wanted them to or not. I was hoping to take a longer break right after this match and come back and either play the last match out or do a fresh draft. MTGO, sure. Not about to just scoop a winnable game, though. They just rebought Karn. They want to down-tick Karn and get their Eternal Witness now. Just a never-ending chain of walkers. Then witness back the Tamio when we clear it. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Octopus Gigolo, thanks for the 17 months there. Thanks for sharing that Prime. Actually, a Karn down-tick here is pretty good now, huh? With the Grim Monolith. And they have a 4/4. Let's just triple Black Source. Death back the Atali. That'll be good. It's a thing I can do. We need a little bit of filtering with this. One Natali, please. Maybe they got some good cards for me. The Atali is definitely going to flip, yeah. With this Nis out. Hey, little Donnie, thanks for 34 months. Let's fucking go. Oh, very cool, Mother Pastor. I think I was supposed to send this at Karn. I assume they jump with Noble. So currently we only have 8 mana towards flipping a Atali. And you need 9. Next turn, though. Come on, opponent. Come on. The Noble Heart can't matter that much. Just jump and take your damn turn. I don't know, I guess they have some expensive cards in their deck. Yeah, they're letting the fucking Forest connect. Maybe they're thinking about outs that Tamio could hit and stuff. So both my Atalis were not bricks, but they weren't like hit a 10 drop, you know? Let's see what this Tamio's naming. They named Upheaval. They did not hit an Upheaval. Nissa has been pretty good. Kind of a good thing I had that Hull Breacher, huh? It's an extra creature to sack. GG. Very cool. Is this it? Is this the perfect opening hand? How do the premix compare to a homemade old fashioned? It depends. They're very high variance, the premixes. I've had like some very miserable ones and some like actual quite excellent ones. This one that I'm drinking right now is solid. From Central Standard Craft Distillery, made with some Leinenkugels ingredients. I had one recently that I was legitimately impressed with. I can read the ingredients for you real quick of the other one. Press house brandy, carbonated water, grapefruit soda, brown sugar, cherry juice, blackstrap bitters, orange bitters, and cherry bark vanilla bitters. And like, those ingredients combined to make a brandy that I would be delighted to be served over the counter of a bar. The one that I'm drinking right now is also quite good, but it's like the average brandy that you would get at a bar here in Wisconsin. Which is not bad. Yeah, do you know why that is, Simuldonoka? Where Corbell relies on Wisconsin? After the Prohibition, they found some fucking, like, the supplies were really sketch. The supplies for booze were really sketch. And for whatever reason, here in Wisconsin, they found some, like, fucking warehouse that was just filled with Corbell brandy. And so everybody in Wisconsin knew that if you went to a supper club or something and ordered a brandy drink, you were going to get Corbell brandy because that was the one thing that we actually had a large supply of, and it was going to be high quality. It was going to be like actual good booze, not some like bathtub mixture or whatever, some bathtub hooch. So everybody got used to drinking Corbell, and that's why Corbell still just relies on Wisconsin. Hey, the Nugget FTW thinks the sub, thinks the 68 months there. 7 mana, what you got? Kappa Cannoneer, it's pretty gnarly. Nugget with the 68 months says, so close to the nice. Keep it up, fam. Doing my best, Nugget. Doing my best. Glad you're still with me. Glad you're still enjoying the stream. I guess the birds can get a cheeky little point in, huh? Oh, wow. I didn't know it went back that far, Simuldonoka. Hoping I draw something real gnarly for this Eureka next turn. Like maybe a 9/9 flying lifelinker that lets me play my opponent's things. That could be pretty good. I think this track should be on the electronic playlist. Not sure if I should hold on to this proving ground. I don't think so, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I want to be able to play a 7-drop if I rip one. Opponent's over there like, so far, this is the least impressive Eureka of all time. Possible they're chilling on an artifact because they need to use it to trigger the Kappa Cannoneer. That's basically what it comes down to. Can they trigger this Kappa Cannoneer? Oh my god. Never mind. Just fucking snap concede. Just, yep, done. I'll give myself a rip here, see if I rip a Tali, because we can cast it on Tali. And Tali does some fun stuff. Nope, nothing. Alright, you win. That was some real hogwash, in my opinion. Can I get blue mana in here for Dak? Do I have enough bloom? What would I get it from? Let's see, we've got a Birds of Paradise. Is that it? They're not very removal heavy. Yeah, I never took like a single blue duel because I'm a fucking idiot. Showed me a couple stuff for the burn spells. Endurance looks like Garbo. Oh, this Caryatid too. Neither of the fetches can get any bloom. Is there a reason to play an island? Yeah, I'll play an island anyway. They'll put us at 3 blue sources instead of 2, which is a difference that feels like it matters. This hand sucks. Just really not good. Do I go to 5? Let's go to fucking 5. Like, we can't cast anything, you know? We're nowhere close to casting anything. I've seen worse 5s. It's not, like, stupid good or anything, but probably above average, right, for 5 cards? Probably not beating your average workshop opener. Opponent could cap a Cannoneer here again. Although they probably wouldn't put the Talisman first if that's what they were doing. Double blue. Damn. I was kind of hoping they were going to be done with... Oh, they are done with that. That kind of gives me a chance, huh? I can Chain Lightning the Construct while it's small. Well, it's a small bean. And then the Hextrigger can keep on serving. We can get up to 8 next turn. I'll be very impressed if this snake wins the game on its own. That is representing infinite mana with Basalt Monolith. We don't know if they have a sync for it. We don't know if they can do anything with it yet. Through the Breach would be a sick rip. Gonna have 6 here. While they do their sweet, sweet thing. Gonna sip on some tea. Oh, that's nice. So they have a Zerta and a Gadgeteer. I mean, they should be able to activate Urza really cheaply, right? If they'd, like, left themselves a bunch of mana here. They just needed to float more first. Yeah, right? A Noble Hierarch off the top there for Exalted. Would have been nuts. Would have been real nutters. They could still win here, of course, if they have a Time Walk effect in their deck. Or if they have Portal Dance or my Hexdrinker. Or Upheaval. I'm not going to concede with them at 1, though. And a fully leveled up Hexdrinker. I'm not that kind of crazy. Do they know? I don't know. I don't know if they're just, like, straight up forgetting that Urza can spin. Normally it would take... Yeah, it looks like they just missed it. Normally it would take a lot to do Urza spins with your infinite mana. It's, like, hard to do more than, like, a few in a turn. But with Gadgeteer and Zerta down, like, this only takes 2 clicks to spit out 2 mana with Zerta down. And then the Urza only takes 2 mana to spin. So it's only, like, what, 3-4 clicks between them? That's very efficient for Urza. You're never going to get that. You're never going to get better than that. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Not a bad Mold of 5. I feel like I've won an absurd number of Mold of 4s. Only 1 Mold of 3. And only 1 Mold of 1. But I played some decks that, like, very aggressively wanted to mulligan. I assume vintage Bazaar players have won with, like, every assortment of of hand that you can mull to. But as someone that doesn't play Vintage, I feel winning on a mull to 1's pretty good. This hand is actually good if we get a mana dork, right? If you go turn 1 dork, turn 2 Pessimization into natural order, that's one of the better things we could do against this opponent. I don't know if I should be getting the Tri-land or Surveil land to try and cheese Life Death. You're going to CubeCon this year? Very cool, Muppet Pastor. It'll be interesting to see what BK does with that. How'd I win on a Mulda 1? I was looking for Leyline against Dredge, and I didn't hit it. This was in Legacy. I had a Verdant Catacombs, and I was on the draw, but my opponent's Dredge hand was not very good. He's been like turn 1 breakthrough and binned everything. Spinned a bunch of Dredgers. I drew Green Sun Zenith. I went and got a Dryad Arbor. My opponent dredged and bricked. I drew a land. Passed the turn back. They dredged and bricked again. I Green Sunned for Scavenging Ooze. I ripped a Green Sun for again, and it's Green Sunned up a Scavenging Ooze. And on that turn, my opponent hit, but all they did was reanimate Niona and name black, which was fine because I didn't cast a spell for the rest of the game. I just, every turn, activated Scavenging Ooze 4 times, and that was quite good. Raucous Theater kind of lets me do both here, huh? That is the fucking dream. Just as I drew it up, just as I fucking drew it up, huh? Frantic Search is a bold one to cast into Valgamoth. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Holy shit. I can't believe that deck 2-1. I almost conceded after the first match. Just like, there's no way. There's no way we're going to get anything out of this. All right. We had WinCons, you know, we had ways to win. It's Vintage Cube, huh?